Carmen. Today we have a reading for you about somebody who seems to kind of short circuit when their feelings come into play, and they have been kind of obsessively thinking about the situation with you and daydreaming about what it would be like if they felt more comfortable expressing those emotions for you. But because there seems to be some fear of how other people would handle that, or maybe even how you would respond, they've decided they need to just keep these feelings that they have for you hidden. It's easier, or so they think, than all the risks that seem to come with being honest with you about that. Hello, Frederick. Hello, Tito. Hello, Shayla. How we doing? Let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. I hope you all are having a wonderful day so far. Hello, Santiago. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedonestarot@gmail.com. You can find that email address in the description box if I said it too quickly for you. And you can also find out how to become a member in the description box, along with a link to my candle shop on Etsy if you're interested in a homemade soy candle. All right, let's see what else we've got for you regarding the person who is hiding their feelings. We're going to start with the Shadowscapes Tarot. I'm glad to hear that, Shayla. What else do we have? Seven of Cups, Nine of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Fool in the reverse. Yeah, we definitely have someone who's overthinking. They feel like life is easier if they keep certain things tucked away or secret, or, you know, communicating about those emotions, it's scary. So with the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse, I do feel this is somebody who is not very grounded. Maybe they do have moments where they're daydreaming or imagining how things could go, but they don't rely on their intuition the way that some of you might. Hello, Joaquin. Hello, 8-Bit. How are we doing? Yes, I would agree. Kind of like Eight of Swords energy. And the Fool is in the reverse, meaning they feel like they would be made fun of, or they feel like it would be a mistake if they were to confess. Hello, Joey. How are you doing today? Thank you for the tip. Will me and Maria be back together? I've added that for you. Thank you, Joey. We're at only like 3 minutes in, so it'll be about 30 minutes or so, and then I'll dive into those personal questions. I'm doing well. Thank you, 8-Bit. The Emperor and the Nine of Cups. They see you as the Emperor. Remember, that doesn't mean that you have to be a man. It's just that they see you as being the type of person where if you want something, you go for it. Maybe you're difficult to buy Christmas presents for. Maybe you're intimidating and people don't find it very easy to approach you. Maybe there's a number of other individuals who are competing for your attention. Hello, Troy. How are you doing today? The Moon and the Six of Cups in the reverse. And the Ace of Wands. Maybe you have a little bit of a history with this individual. Maybe you know them well enough to kind of question if they might be hiding something, or they have started to act a little bit unusual around you and you're trying to figure out like what could the possible reason be that they're doing that. And I think in some cases you do have a little bit of a suspicion that perhaps this person is interested in you. Hello, Tiana. How are you doing? What else do we have? 3 of Cups. They daydream about what it would be like to go out with you or get closer to you. I do feel like this daydream might get a little bit naughty. And with the Hanged Man, it always comes back to the same, like, I don't know if I could actually say anything about it because I don't know if you actually have any interest in me or if it's just a one-sided affection, right? Aw, that's cute. Resurrection thinks that it controls my cards. No, you don't. Maybe some of the other ones out there, but not mine. What else do we have? Resurrection, you be nice in my live chat or I will bounce you. I also have Tiana in the live chat and she can be a little bit of a pit bull, so keep it up. Hello. How's it going? Horrible info. You can put your request in a super chat and I will add you to the list. For now, we've got a general reading for about the next 29 minutes. Lovers in the reverse and the 2 of Cups. In some cases, this reading is indicating that it's for somebody who may already have affections for someone else, and this person is admiring you from afar because they know there's someone else that is in your life, and that's the reason that they feel like they need to hide their feelings for you. But I think for the majority of you, this would be somebody who, it's not so much that I don't feel like I can hit on you because you've got somebody else in your life. It's, I don't think that I can count on you actually choosing me. Let me write down Shayla's question. Thank you for the tip, Shayla. Is someone trying to tap into my sacral energy? I've added that for you. Hello, DFA. How's your weekend going? Hello, Rachel. How's your day? Hello, JR. What's up? Two of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. So they tried to maintain some sort of sanity and calm without being too forward or making it too obvious that they do have a crush on you. That Queen of Swords energy is basically their attempt at mirroring what you do. So they feel like you have boundaries up. You're not trying to like flirt with them, for example. So maybe I should avoid that as well. Hello, Kay, how are you doing? Hello, Hyper, what's up? What else should we go with? Let's do the Stained Glass Tarot. What else do we have about this person, please? Shayla, I don't mind the folding clothes part. It's the putting them away part that I'm bad at. They look real tidy over there in the corner. Plus, like, in the new place, I haven't really got everything figured out in terms of where I'm keeping everything. So it's like, I'll deal with you tomorrow. What else do we have? Hello, Capo. Three of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, and the Queen of Wands. They already know that someone else is interested in you. Hello, Manganado. How are you doing today? I hope you've enjoyed your afternoon. To the scrappy moderator constabulary. Um, let's see. I believe Tiana and Carrie have gotten one, so perhaps it is Rachel's turn. Rachel, have you a question for me to add? Hello, Sparky. Nothing gets past you. And thank you for your generosity, Manganato. So this other person is within the same social community or possibly even a coworker, but they know that they aren't the only one who is hiding feelings or a crush that they have on you. Yes, you may, Rachel. A forest fire? Aubrey, I'm sending you protective energy. I'm sorry you're dealing with that and all the people around you. That's not true, Tiana. By my count, there's 2. And we appreciate people that don't judge, Sparky. We're all going through something, right? But you might find some cool folks in the live chat worth connecting to. Emperor in the reverse, in the same column as the Emperor in the upright. I dare say you have intimidated this person. And yet, they admire how you deal with others. Whether this is like a workplace crush and they think that you do a really good job managing requests or customers or deadlines, or if they have insight into your home life and they feel like you have really got a grasp on how to make sure things are running smoothly. They definitely have this admiration for you that it extends beyond just the physical attraction. Thank you, 8-Bit. I appreciate you. Can't help it if thunderstorm's still on my mind. It may be hard. Oh, that's so kind of you. Do you want me to ask a question based on that? On the thunderstorms? I'm just writing down thunderstorms, but I will check back with you. Okay, wait. Is this Hannah who likes bacon or Hannah who dislikes bacon? Hannah, how's your day going? You mentioned yesterday that marriage and another child is my future with a child. Okay, got you. The second child. From married partner. Awesome. I've added that for you, Hannah. Hello, Luke. How's your day going? Thank you, DFA. How can I make 40 my best year yet? I'm gonna go with learn how to roller skate. Just kidding, DFA. All right, I'm just gonna ask about thunderstorms for 8-Bit and we'll see what comes through. And a bacon. Awesome. Well, at least say it's like 6 degrees of separation from Kevin Bacon, right? Hello, Danny. How are you doing? No, you're good, 8-Bit. You let me know if I should alter that. Happy to hear that, Luke. So, look, you got it going on and somebody's noticed, but you also seem to know how to stand on business. Or maybe you have had to use, I'm gonna have to get like an actual fly swatter. Maybe you had to like swat away a few interested parties because there's absolutely some sort of intimidation factor here. Five of Pentacles in the reverse and the Seven of Cups. This admirer of yours who is hiding their feelings, they have this suspicion that you're the kind of person that several individuals view as the one that got away. I feel like people come back around and try to get back in your energy when they realize that they miss your magic. That's what they think. All right, let's get a few from the Casanova Oracle. Yes, thank you for liking and subscribing. I appreciate that. That's all right, 8-bit. You don't have to dull your shine for anyone. Soup needs 10 more likes. What else do we have? Contemplation. Dang. That's not leaving much to the imagination, but I don't think YouTube can get mad about it. So they admire you. They are very attracted to you, but they are stuck in their head trying to figure out, do I say something or do I just kind of like keep it moving, right? Hello, Flower. How are you doing? Oh, that's very kind of you, Jam. I hope you're having a good weekend. Privacy. So you've got a bit of an air of mystery about you as well. People have questions and they don't necessarily get the answers. You are not the type of person who's posting everything on social media. There are people who are wondering, what is it that you get into? How is it that you're so comfortable spending some time to yourself? Don't you get bored? Why aren't you out here socializing with everybody else? Why are you so selective? But it's because you know that socializing in certain circumstances or circles is just trouble. You're saving yourself the trouble, right? Let me add that for you, Hannah. What's my son gonna be like when he gets older? To be like when older. I've added that for you. Thank you, Hannah. I love that, Felicity. That album just kind of stays with me. I hope you're enjoying your weekend. Little gremlin. Hello, Psychosis. What's going on? All right, this is the B Tarot. Perhaps this admirer of yours has heard from somebody who views you as the one that got away. This could kind of explain why they know there are people who really struggle to walk away or get over you. That there are people who struggle to understand you because you don't respond to things or you don't deal with things the same way that others do. To have the Moon and the Magician, but also pair it with the Devil in the reverse, means that you've got this like good magic energy around you. People find you to be very capable, able to follow through on your promises, but you are not easy to manipulate, and you have gotten through some challenging chapters in your life and learned those lessons that you needed to learn. Prince Princess of Swords or Page of Swords in the reverse and the Star in the reverse. I mean, I could try to find a nicer way to say it, but after people experience your energy, it's like they go through a stack of alternatives and they can't find that same energy. It's like the other day, I really wanted the cauliflower dish or the gobi dish from the Indian restaurant that I found, but they were closed that day, and I went to a different place, ordered their gobi Manchurian if you're asking, and it just wasn't the same. It was still delicious, don't get me wrong, but we have somebody or multiple somebodies who once they date you or once they get close to you, they try to find your energy in others, but they fail because you are one of a kind. I like a rare Pokemon card. Don't you worry, Luke. Ten of Pentacles and the Tower. The secret admirer is not just looking for a good time. Yes, they're physically attracted to you, and yes, they acknowledge that you are quite the catch. People might want bragging rights, but they look at you as having depth and worthy of a long-term relationship. But they feel like if they were to go for that, if they were to pursue you, there's someone or a few people who would be mad at them. It would come with a little bit of drama, dating you. She was a fairy. Thank you, Felicity. Let me add that for you. I feel like I'm in an impasse. In every area of life, love, family, work, school, spiritual practice, which way do I need to point my ship? I love how you phrase your question. To point my ship. Where to focus. Awesome. I've added that for you. Thank you, Felicity. And thank you, Flower. Your day energies. Ego boost. I got you. That's fair, Felicity. Sometimes you gotta be specific, right? Thank you, everyone, for the likes and the subscribes. No worries, Flower. You take your time. Queen cheese. Okay. Nine of Swords. And the Five of Pentacles. So currently the energy that I'm picking up on is this individual like waking up at night or staying up late, struggling to sleep. Because I feel like they're actually comforting or they listen to somebody who previously dated you talk about how much they miss your energy. And they also have a crush on you. So maybe this is a close friend of one of your exes. Dun, dun, dun. The plot thickens. This is why they can't do this or why they have to hide their feelings. It's not just you're intimidating and worried that maybe you won't actually like me back. It's also, my friend would probably be a little mad at me if they found out that I was hitting on you. Oh, Shayla, why would you say Gouda? Now I want some Gouda. What else? Hather, magic, medicine woman, and integration. This is why people become a little obsessed with you. This is why people cannot easily forget your energy or see you as the one that got away. Your love is healing. Yes, you might be very attractive. Yes, they might really enjoy physical intimacy with you. But most people who have experienced your love were not ready for the kind of love that you had to offer. And it makes them realize how different it is. Wow, look at that. So I pulled the Hather card, and then we have the same image over here. Higher love and wisdom. I told you. So we also have Set and Wajet on this card. You give good advice. You set examples for others. You have the ability to walk away from situations that are not good for you. You know how to prioritize your own healing. I'm not saying you're perfect, but you got some things figured out that people around you have not yet figured out. And this is why they struggle to move on from you or let go of that, that loving energy that you have to offer. This is the Cats Rule the Earth. Hello, Joshua. Ace of Cups, the Emperor. I told you, you got that Emperor energy, but also heavy on the Moon energy, which is a balance of the feminine and the masculine energy. I don't know if you can hear them playing outside. Hello, Heather. How are you doing? Hey, Sparky. I can indeed tell you your future. And in all seriousness, part of your future will include getting blocked if you refer to me as Hot Card Lady. Hola, mi nombre es Carmen. You can call me Carmen. What else do we have? This Three of Swords in the reverse. I've got to tell you, this is part of why you intimidate people. Because not only is it that you show people a higher form of love, it's that you love yourself and you are content on your own. You don't have to be jumping from relationship to feel good about yourself. You're not obsessed with external validation. Hello, Michael. I hope you're having a good day. Nine of Pentacles and the King of Cups. So your willingness to be selective, your self-respect and self-control means that there are people who get a bit obsessed with you, and also kind of explains why there are some people who feel that you're intimidating, right? That's funny, Luke. Thank you for the fortune cookie, Felicity. Four of Pentacles. This is why your secret admirer feels like they need to keep their feelings to themselves, walk away, and avoid the drama that it would cause, because someone they're connected to also used to be connected to you. Someone they're friends with, or maybe even in some cases, somebody they're related to or work with, is already a bit heartbroken because they lost out on an opportunity to be close to you or to be with you. So 2 of Wands is in the reverse because they're like, I don't care how much I plan. I don't care how much, you know, I work on having the best possible approach to confessing my feelings for you. I know it's going to be a problem. It's true. Everybody loves a class clown. This is the Visconti de Inverne. What else do we have, please? Queen of Cups in the reverse. Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. You got a bit of a reputation for being the one to walk away. I think that's kind of a nice way to say some people may view you as a heartbreaker. People fall in love with you, people approach you in a certain way, it's not good enough, and you're capable of walking away. Neon cards. I think the super colorful would probably be like the weird cat. I don't know that I would say I have any neon cards. Otherwise, the Dead Inside deck is pretty delightful and colorful. And then metallic, I would actually say this deck, the Visconti de Moderne. No, you're good. Empress. Page of Cups. So I want to offer you something. I want to take you out, or I want to get to know you. I want to confess my feelings for you. But I feel like maybe I'm not good enough for you. I feel like you would reject me. That would be funny, Luke. I just need a blackboard. Hello, Arsh. How are you doing? We have the Fool. Hold on, I'm trying to figure out which one this is. I think this is Justice. So they're trying to make this decision, but they want to make sure that if they approach you, they have the right plan. They just feel like it's like the odds are stacked against them. That either they'll say something foolish or they'll approach you in the wrong way, or it'll be too much drama if they do get the answer that they want from you. Valid. Seven of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. So I'll get close to you. I'll, maybe even flirt with you now and then. I'll ask you, questions about yourself. But when it comes to actually confessing how I feel for you, I don't feel like I can do that. It would be too much of a risk. And they're nervous about that. Hello, Marcus. How we doing today? Thank you for the tip. Am I gonna sell this? I hope I say this right. Minnetonka? Baseball card. For over 10K. Oh, I would love that for you, Marcus. That's a nice number. Hello, Raziel. How are you doing? Hello, is it Tamaya? I hope you're having a good day. Hello, Deborah. Let's get a few from the Golden Lenormand and see what else we have. And then we're going to dive into those personal questions. Okay, y'all? What else? The bear and the woman. The admirer here, even if they don't get to date you, even if they are just at friend status or coworker status, or, you know, you used to date my brother or sister, they defend your name. They want to make sure that you are cared for or respected. They might have your back in conversations where you're not around, and you may not guess that that would be the case. This is someone who has had a difficult home life, and because of feeling a bit ostracized or on their own, they do have a tendency to overthink, and they have been going through a spiritual awakening, which means they're having to kind of redefine who they are or how they approach things, what they believe. So this is causing them to kind of be stuck on this, right? Like, how do I approach you? I don't know if I can forget you. Good luck with mowing the yard. Let's dive into personal questions. This is the Morgan Greer. Thank you, Gab. How's your day going? General is new guy who likes me, named B. I've got that for you. Thank you, Gab. You're welcome, Rachel. Be sure to let me know what your question is. All right, so for Joey, will Joey and Maria get back together? This seems more likely. There's been a positive shift here. Heavy on the earth energy. I've pulled 4 cards and all 4 of them are of the Pentacles. So I feel like there's been a shift in your energy that this ex of yours has noticed, Maria. It could just be, you know, things are going better for you at work, or you've paid down some debt, or you moved into a new place. But it feels to me like we have something that has Maria kind of contemplating, maybe I need to give that another chance. Maybe there is some unfinished business here. So she's thinking about it, and you may be feeling that energy. If anything, what stands in the way? Be sure that as you think about whether or not you will get back together, you are also challenging yourself to look in the mirror and address anything pertaining to healing that needs to happen. Forgiving people from your past, letting go of certain expectations, working on self-control, working on, I don't know, things pertaining to your financial security or even your health. But yes, it does look to me like you all have unfinished business, and she is thinking about what could be done to resolve past issues or arguments. All right. I wish you luck, Joey. Hello, Brandy. How are you doing? Hello, Zoe. Hello, Mary. What's up? Okay, so I gotta write it up here. What Oops. What do I need to snap out of this emotional funk? Awesome. I've added that for you. Thank you, Rachel. Hello, Ray. You're welcome, Joey. Uh-oh, did I miss something? Hello, Sugar. What's up? Let's see what we've got for Shayla. Is someone trying to tap into Shayla's sacral energy? Is someone trying to tap into Shayla's sacral energy? Yes. An ex. Could be an ex-best friend, but I think this is an ex of the romantic flavor. And this is someone who feels like you are very difficult. They can't get a hold of you, or they can't convince you to give them another chance. So they're trying any way they can to like figure you out. Hello, Ventura. How is your day going? Thank you for the tip. Should I dress my old ways? And will I attract the right girl? I've added that for you. Thank you, Ventura. Hello, Jokes. Jokes, if I had to just take a stab at that without pulling any cards, I would say it's prompting you to make a change. Nope. No worries, Hannah. You are up after 8-bit. So I've got 2 readings before yours, and then it would be you. Anything else for Shayla, please? 4 of Cups in the reverse, Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. This is someone who either has pretty significant financial issues or was unfaithful to you, Shayla. And they feel like they don't have any chance whatsoever of gaining access. They want to find a way to do this or accomplish gaining access back into your life through magic, manipulation. All right, let's see what we have for Rachel. What does Rachel need to snap out of this emotional funk? You're welcome, Shayla. Yes, exactly, Rachel. What does Rachel need in order to snap out of this emotional funk? Write a letter. Express your feelings. I feel like it's specifically writing a letter to a person. It may also just be helpful for you to express what you're feeling about multiple things at once, but I feel like this is specifically saying there's a person that you need to write a letter to. Because it feels to me like something has closed out. Either you can't talk to this person anymore, or you're not ready to have this conversation in person, but you are able to process these thoughts if you write them down. Don't focus on it being a perfect, like perfectly crafted letter. It just needs to be cathartic and something for you to get everything out, right? Because right now there's some negative energy towards yourself, which feels like guilt. Or it's anger towards another person. Maybe you feel like you should have handled a situation differently. but there is this restlessness pertaining to a King of Wands in the reverse. Someone who may have anger issues. Hermit in the reverse, Knight of Pentacles, and the Five of Pentacles in the reverse. There's someone around you who kind of elicits the same reaction from you as this person that you need to write a letter. And in kind of a weird way, that's the universe saying, yeah, you haven't dealt with this yet. It's important for you to actually deal with it. Hey, Brandy, you want to clarify what you're meaning by your comment? I do see you getting through this or clearing this hurdle because we have Temperance coming through for you, Rachel. But there is a need for you to release. Let go of some of this energy that is kind of like cooped up inside of you. All right. Thank you again, Manganato, for donating a question to the moderators. I appreciate you. Let's see what we've got for 8-bit. Hello, Martine. That's because they know when to make sure that you see my readings. I'm glad they resonate for you, Martine. Yes, I believe that's correct, Rachel. What does 8-bit need to know about the thunderstorms, please? What does 8-bit need to know? Something has changed beyond your expectations, and I feel like this is where you're planning to move to. I mean, yeah, when you move away and then you go back to a place where you haven't lived for a while, there's going to be weird things that change, like, hey, this used to be a 7-Eleven. Hey, that used to be my friend's place, and now they tore that down and built an apartment building. I don't like it. Or, hey, you know, I used to be able to park here, and now they turned it into a bike lane. But this is saying, with regards to community or social connections, it's almost like you were the glue that helped people get along better, and now it's fragmented. So the thunderstorms may be sending you a message about your ability to bring back some sense of stability or help connections heal after a sense of loss. So we have somebody here who has kept you in the dark or refused to tell you the truth about how things really are. Like, I don't want you to be disappointed in me, so I don't want to tell you that I started drinking again, or that Bobby got divorced, or that Kelly isn't talking to me. There's somebody here who doesn't want you to know just how bad things have gotten. So when you show up, it's going to seem like a puzzle with missing pieces, or a vase that's been shattered. There's someone with anger issues that has caused significant damage to what used to be a cohesive unit. People have their opinions, people have their frustrations, but there seems to be like multiple people not telling you exactly how they're feeling or what they're processing. All right, let's see what we've got for Hannah. Hannah Bacon. Tell me if you don't like that nickname. I will change it. Hey, Brandy, if you don't approve, that's totally fine with me. I actually don't need your approval. But it sounds like this isn't the type of channel you should be watching. Perhaps I'm misunderstanding, but if you're just going to be there trying to understand because you think it's demonic, I would go elsewhere. That's good, Hannah. Hey, thank you, MD. How are you doing? Hello, Art. Yes, if you could put your request in a super chat, Martine, that's how I keep track of who's doing what and prioritizing the readings. Yes, I like Flower's recommendation. So for Hannah Bacon, will the second child be associated with the marriage? I do feel like it's the person you end up marrying, but I feel like the child comes first. I feel like there's someone here who is terrified of that particular type of commitment. Now, you ask me, having a child with somebody is 18 years of commitment, okay? Like, marriage is supposed to be forever, but if you're gonna raise a child together, that's a pretty heavy agreement, right? But this is someone who may have had a difficult divorce. This is someone who would like to treat you right, but they do have some fear with regards to making it legal, official. And then I see you going on some sort of trip, a vacation together, or perhaps visiting family. And whatever fear they have towards marriage seems to dissipate or evaporate. And then they realize they're being foolish and decide that they do want to commit to you in that way. It could be introducing family to a child, for example. This is someone who has dealt with a very critical partner in the past, and either the breakup or divorce was contentious and combative. But once they're honest with themselves about how you bring a different energy to the table, then they finally kind of see that maybe I'm being a little bit foolish. Maybe I'm still dealing with some baggage from that previous relationship. Hello, Nawaji. How are you doing? I'm glad to hear that, MD. This would be the personal question section. And what about what's Hannah's son going to be like when older? Ooh, I like this. I see a very courageous and confident man. Somebody who has a strong faith or moral belief system. And also somebody who is good with money. But I feel like this is someone who knows how to make money and doesn't spend a lot of money. They're not like a show off with that wealth. So maybe your son's gonna be the type to want to do charitable things with the money earned, or excellent at saving money. 9 of Swords. I do feel like your son may be more modest than most. People may criticize because he makes this money but doesn't really indulge. And I do see your son being a family man. Thank you, Martine. Clarity on love. Absolutely. Thank you for the tip. Oh, that's so sweet. Anything else for Hannah regarding her son when he's older, please? I do see your son associating with somebody who is less than honest. This is a person who, how do I say this? I feel like this is like a trial run at the family. I don't think they actually end up having a child, but they might be engaged or even get married. And then your son catches this person wearing a mask or being dishonest. So it does kind of feel to me like there could be a divorce before family, or heartbreak in a very serious committed relationship before your son gets into something that is more loving and like unconditional love, right? And then he gets with an empress and then has a child. I love that. All right, let's see what we've got for DFA. Oh, that's wonderful. Hello, Chris. How are you doing? So for DFA, how can DFA make 40 the best year yet? This is the Dragon's Tarot. Queen of Cups. Three of Swords in the reverse. Six of Cups. The Chariot, the Hierophant in the reverse, and the Empress in the reverse. So DFA, what I'm seeing is doing something nice for yourself. I do think there's a chance you're going to be excited about a development in your love life, and this person may join you on this adventure. But this is the weirdest thing. Okay, so what I saw was Skateville. Maybe they had those in your town when you were younger, but when I was like, you know, in school, the cool thing to do would be to go to a skating rink, specifically that one, and have your birthday party. And I'll never forget, there was this woman who would DJ, and also while the rest of us were using like rollerblades or whatever, she had the old school roller skates, and she was like super talented. So I feel like I'm seeing that because I own roller skates, but I haven't done any roller skating recently. But it's something that kind of takes me back to younger years. There's something like that here for you. It does not have to be roller skating. It could be boogie boarding. It could be riding a bike or going on a certain ride at the county fair. But I see you doing something that makes you feel like a kid again. And maybe it's on a date, maybe it's with your best friend, but it is showing yourself some love by setting aside time to do something that takes you back to that type of energy. And it could be a trip. It could be you going somewhere where you've always wanted to go, or somewhere where you used to go a lot when you were younger. Thank you, 8-Bit. Let me add this for you. When will she ever come around? And chill. And make rest of this life something. Awesome. I've added that for you, 8-Bit. Did you? That's awesome, 8-Bit. Have I ever done a reading that didn't have a good ending? I sure have. But I will tell you this. I've gone through some difficult things, okay? I've had trauma. But I think what gets you through the darker chapters in your life is having that belief that there's this silver lining in the cloud, or a way to transmute the negative energy. So just like if I were interviewing and somebody asked me why I got fired or why I got laid off or why I have a gap in my resume, I'm gonna tell you, here's the negative thing that happened and here's what I learned from it. Here's why I'm a better person for having gone through that, right? So I think it's a bit of a perspective, but I also think it's really important when you hear tough news to look for something else that is like dessert at the end of the dinner, right? All right. What else does DFA need to know with regards to making 40 the best year yet? King of Wands. I'm telling you, you got to travel. There's a trip that you're going to take. This particular pair of cards is like, yo, you want to go to Africa? You want to go, you know, check out some wild animals? Or you want to go to Japan? I see you taking a trip. And maybe it's not, you know, something that requires like an 18-hour flight. But do something that makes you feel like a kid again, even if it's as simple as like going fishing at your old spot. And do a trip. Save money, plan it in advance, and prioritize that. That's true. If you rewind a little bit, DFA, you will get the rest of the answer. Don't you worry. I see you becoming a more courageous and confident version of yourself because you break through some expectations. You know how to spoil yourself a little bit without getting out of control with it. And that love that you show yourself, other people start to notice. So because you're treating yourself that way, there's other people who are like, I need to get to know this person a little bit better. Whether they want to be a good friend to you or like date you, that's on you. But I feel like you put out this really positive energy over the next year, and it acts as, you know, like light drawing in moths. Fiji, that's the one. See what you can do to make that happen. Even if it's you start planning this year, having that to look forward to is going to be really good for you. All right, let's see what we've got for Felicity. Hello, Brewer King. How are you today? Hello, namaste. That's awesome, Felicity. Hello, Nayla. I am on the personal questions now, so feel free to add a question. For Felicity, love again how you phrased your question. After dealing with an impasse in multiple areas, which way should Felicity focus or point her ship? Page of Cups and the Magician. So what I'm seeing is forgive yourself. There's something here that holds you back from the past. When you forgive yourself and maybe even another person, you release something from your past, you harness that energy back, you pull that back in. Because let's think about it this way. If you're unable to get over somebody from your past or unable to forgive a family member, and you think about that all the time, or you wonder why this person hasn't made things right, or you're wondering why, you know, you haven't been able to meet somebody that you really love, that's energy that you're putting into a repetitive thought process that you could be putting into something else. So manifesting and envisioning how things could potentially go for yourself addresses this expectation that things won't go the way that you want. I need you to let go of any negative expectations, which isn't to say I need you to live in a fantasy land and pretend like everything's always going to go your way, but realize that you have power and your thoughts have power. And if you are constantly expecting this relationship's going to end poorly, that job isn't going to go my way, I won't get that promotion, my friends are going to lie to me, then you draw that energy in. So what can you do to release the negative expectations or feelings? What can you do as far as forgiveness that gets you closer to that sense of confidence and, you know what, I can do this. Thank you, Nayla. Check the energy on person on your mind. I've added that for you. Thank you. Oh, that's so cool. What else do we have for Felicity, please, as far as direction to point your ship? Seven of Pentacles. There's something here that you started but have not finished. We have a woman who is watering a tree or a plant. Now, this could be in reference to therapy. This could be in reference to maybe you're an artist and you started painting, but you need to finish it. Or you're an author and you started a book, but you haven't finished that. This is saying pick up where you left off. It could even be you used to be an avid reader and you started a book and then you never finished it. Go finish that book. But I feel like you started something that was good for you and then you got distracted by life. Two of Wands and Page of Pentacles. This says that you are preparing to leave your comfort zone. There's a plan in your mind that's starting to take root. It's ambitious. It may be something that is connected to financial opportunity or a person who is loyal. But it's one thing to think, gosh, I want that, and it's another to take action towards it, right? That's totally fair, Felicity. Make a list. What in particular? Six of Swords in the reverse. In particular, there is negative energy around you. It is not your own energy. That maybe you need to spend less time with this person. Maybe you need to spend less time doing this activity. For example, do you spend too much of your relaxing time or your free time in front of a TV or scrolling through TikTok? Can you repurpose that energy? Can you set that weekly reminder? Okay, I'm going to write for 30 minutes. Or, you know what? I'm going to make sure I read a book every month. There's energy that you give to a behavior or activity that is basically like throwing money away because it isn't giving back to you. It's not an investment for you. I see love being the area in your life that seems to progress first. But this is after you do something with that list of things you need to finish. Because then you gain some confidence from taking those actions, and that draws in a partner. Yeah. So maybe use that as inspiration or motivation. Okay, so if I get, if I repurpose some of the time that I used sitting around or watching TV or scrolling through social media, if I repurpose that as I'm going to go for a walk, or I'm going to go for a swim, or I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to gain some confidence from that. Or if I finish a project, I'll have some fun things to talk about. That draws someone to you. I like that. All right. Let's see. Good luck to you, Felicity. Let's see what we've got for Flower. What does Flower need to hear for an ego boost? Oh, that's awesome. What does Flower need to know for an ego boost, please? Two of Wands. The Queen of Cups. and the Queen of Wands. The love that you are showing yourself, the kindness with which you are treating yourself in the recent days is improving your magic, helping you to see more clearly, bringing back to life gifts that you have. Look at that cute little kitty cat. Martine, we've got Marcus, Gab, Ventura, Martine, 8-Bit, and Nayla. High Priestess in the reverse, 2 of Cups in the reverse. Your ability to be a bit more mysterious and keep things to yourself instead of telling other people your business is helping you to reclaim your strength. But there's also some people who are a little bit upset right now. They feel like they need access to your energy. Be selfish with that energy because, again, it is serving you well in terms of the goals that you have or reclaiming those gifts that you have. So there's someone here who's proud of you. I don't know if this person's alive. Proud of you because you are reclaiming this earth angel energy and there is a new beginning coming your way. What does this new beginning include? Removing the blindfold, seeing things more clearly, answering why there is a feeling of unfinished business. I feel like you're going to realize there's something here that I feel drawn to or someone that I feel drawn to, but really I'm picking up on the fact that they miss me. Maybe I don't actually miss them. Maybe I'm just feeling their energy. Hierophant in the reverse, 9 of Swords in reverse. I see you getting over somebody. Letting go of an energy. Feeling lighter. So this is all about reclaiming your energy, reclaiming your power. I like that. You're welcome, Flower. Hello, Andre. How are you? Hello, Hayden. What's happening? Thank you, Marcus. Let me add that for you. And you have excellent timing because I was just about to start your reading. Will it be sold this year? I got that for you. This is the Noisy Tarot. That's correct, Martine. For Marcus, will Marcus sell this Munitaka baseball card for over $10,000? Hello, Third Eye. Hello, Carrie. How we doing today? Third Eye. Of course YouTube is full of crazies. The world is full of crazies. They're everywhere. Sometimes good crazy, sometimes just crazy. Okay, let me focus that energy. Is Marcus going to sell Munitaka baseball card for over 10K? I see it being right about 10K, maybe even 9999. Because for somebody who's interested in this card, it's like, I don't know, for tax purposes or, you know, to make sure like my wife doesn't get mad at me. I just got to keep it under 10,000. And will this happen this year in 2026? Yes. So just know if they're negotiating, it's because they feel like they really can't go over 10,000, but you should be able to get them pretty dang close to 10,000. And if he waits until next year, could Marcus get more? it's a possibility that in 2027 there's someone who's willing to pay more for it. So it's really about how soon do you want that money. And I feel like the person who would offer you like 9,000 and whatever is somebody that you actually like, you know what, I want you to have this. All right, let's see what we have for Gab. This is the Santa Muerte. That's awesome, 8-Bit. I'm glad to hear that, Carrie. What does Gab need to know, please? Seven of Pentacles in the reverse, King of Wands in the reverse, Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. There's someone who over the next week is going to tell you that they're going to do something. Maybe it's pay you back the money they owe you. Maybe it's take out the trash. Maybe it's I'm going to finish that project. Or, you know, I'll give you a ride to that place 2 hours away. There's someone here who is lying to you about, yes, I'm going to do it and I'll do it soon. No, they won't. This is a procrastinator. This is someone who is saying what they believe you want to hear in order to get you to stop hounding them. It could be money. It could be money that is causing this person to delay. Whether it's, oh, I don't have money for gas, or, oh, I really can't pay you that money because I spent too much. This person is not being honest. So don't believe someone just because you want to. They feel like they can, like, convince you of something that isn't true. So listen to your intuition. It will warn you. And is the new guy who likes Gab named B? No. B is still trying to repair something with an ex. All right. Let's see what we've got for Ventura. Let me add Hannah Bacon's question. So, child with same man I marry. How far? Do you mean like how long? To wait? That's what I've written down, but you clarify or you like let me know if I've got it wrong, okay, Hannah? For Ventura, this is the Hocus Pocus Tarot. I got you, Hannah. Hello, Oracle. How are you doing today? Sounds good, Flower. Sleep well. Should Ventura dress the old way? Yes. There's something about dressing that old way that brings out more of an authentic energy. You feel more comfortable or you feel more yourself, and that confidence draws people to you. Right now, there's a little bit of like I feel like I'm dressing up for a funeral, or I feel like I'm doing what people expect of me. So you might have a little bit of a RBF. Do you know what that is, Ventura? I can explain if I have to. There's a different like vibe. There's a different level of confidence that you bring to the table when you dress the way that you actually want to dress. Will Ventura attract the right girl? You're going to attract the right girl and the wrong girl. And it is up to you to leverage your intuition to make sure that you choose appropriately. RBF, Ventura is resting bish-faced. You don't smile as much or you don't exude confidence when you're dressing the way others expect you to do. That's not how it works, third eye. So Ventura, you're going to attract more than one person. One person, yes, is the right girl. I feel like she's feisty. She's the kind of person who would call out a stranger for doing something rude. Like if y'all are at a bar and someone throws a drink on someone, she would be like, "Are you serious? You better apologize." This person is not necessarily like, I'm gonna fight everybody I encounter, but there's a strong sense of justice for this one. So potentially a Libra or Scorpio. The person who is not the right one, this is someone who initially you have a good opinion of, and then in a tricky situation, she shows different attributes. So for me, for example, it would be like going out on a date, having a great time with somebody, but then realizing that they use some weird justification to like not tip the bartender or not tip the server. I'd be like, nope, I don't like it. There's something here where you initially like this person, you feel that you're attracted to them, but when they make a decision or say something kind of rude, you're like, no. So you're gonna meet both kinds. We have the King of Pumpkins. The person that you meet who's a little bit feisty, this is someone who would be a good partner or who would be faithful. But you might be a little bit worried that this person is going to be argumentative with you. No, I think you treat this person right, they're going to be a good partner. They're not looking to fight. That's not what they like. They like for things to be like justified or people to be treated right. So if you treat them right, they're going to treat you right. All right, let's see what we have for Martine. All right, so for Martine, what clarity does Martine need with regards to love life, please? I love that movie also. Both of them. What clarity does Martine need with regards to love life, please? There's someone around you or who will be in your energy soon who it's like, we'll pretend that we're over an argument or I'll pretend that I'm not mad at you, but you'll notice little like mini aggressions. This is someone who doesn't tell you the whole story or someone who isn't willing to be genuine or honest about how they're feeling. And it basically means they hold grudges. I don't want to talk about it. Everything's fine. This is someone who doesn't know how to love. This is someone who's bad at communication. What else, please? There's also a Knight of Cups. Someone who's charming, but has family issues or financial issues, perhaps even both. This person wants to be in a happy relationship, but doesn't have time, possibly because they're constantly dealing with family problems or because they work too much. Seven of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. Five of Cups in the reverse. This Knight of Cups energy, this is someone who's younger than you. I do like that they have this Five of Cups in the reverse energy because it means like I'm not going to lose out on something. If I have to double back, I will, to make sure that you know what's going on. So does this person have better communication skills? Medium. Better than the Empress in the reverse, the first person. The problem here is the Knight of Cups has an ex that causes a lot of trouble. I do feel like from a physical intimacy standpoint, y'all are a good match, but this ex is still obsessed with the Knight of Cups. And in the grand scheme of things, you should be dealing with kings or queens, at least, not a knight. So I do feel like there's multiple people showing interest in you over the next 3 months. There's someone who lives at a distance from you, like different state, different country. This person wants to be your romantic partner, but there's a lot that they have to do in order to be like around you. They want to marry you. This person's willing to take the actions they need to because they feel like they can't find love like yours where they currently reside. So this person, I feel, is willing to move for you, but they're also a little bit secretive. You may not find out something important about them until you're already together. This is someone who has struggled to heal from a situation where they felt like they were always competing. It could be like feeling like I was always compared to my sibling and had to like compete for my parents' affections. But this is someone who, again, with the Three of Wands and this Fool card, they're willing to roll up their sleeves and do the work. I like this third person who lives at a distance from you because they're willing to take action. They're willing to go to therapy, or they're willing to like show you, their past, introduce you to their family. They'll do things because they want someone like you in their life. So there may be another cycle with someone who's a bit immature, but I see you ending up with this individual who's from a different part of the world or a different state. All right, let's see what we have for 8-bit. Yeah, I think that's the immaturity and maybe even the crazy ex. So you may have dodged a bullet, Martine. All right, so for 8-bit, when will she ever come around and chill and make the rest of life something? We have the Lovers, the King of Wands, the Two of Swords. Is this person waiting on 8-bit to show interest? This is someone who feels like one day you show interest and the next day you seem busy or uninterested. So it's like, I want you to make it clear that you want to spend time. Is this somebody that 8-bit already knows? No. So either you're at a distance from this person, or this person feels like you don't talk very much, or it's literally a new person. But this is saying you need to embrace the King of Wands energy because you have a tendency of confusing people with your level of pursuit or communication. People feel like you kind of have like two sides to you. So make sure that you're communicating your interest. There's a lot of weird people out there, Martine, but this new person from a different country or different state, this person will be a departure. Yes, that's fine. Just make sure that you're communicating interest as far as getting to know someone better, because there could be some people who feel confused about whether or not you're into them or whether or not you're preoccupied with other things. But I see there being two options for you, or two potential paths in love, because you're drawing in energy at this moment, or people are finding you intriguing. Just be cautious because with the sun in the reverse, the biggest issue here is whether or not people feel like they know if you're interested or if you would rather be on your own. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Hello, Jose. Are you being serious right now? Because that's kind of uncomfortable. Okay. Let's see what we've got for Nayla. And good luck to you, 8-bit. So the person that Nayla is thinking of, what is their current energy? What is their current energy? I think there's one of each 8-bit because there's two with that 2 of Wands. But it's saying for both of those parties, there tends to be a common theme here of people not knowing if you're interested. So the energy of the person on Nayla's mind, we have the Page of Cups, the Page of Wands, Judgment in the reverse, regret for failure to communicate. So Nayla, the person that you're thinking about, feels like they need to find a way to be more clear about how they feel. Is this someone who wants to apologize? Not necessarily apologize, but they do feel like they approached things the wrong way. So it's like, I need to show you that I can do this differently. This is someone who feels like things are worse off than they expected. They feel a sense of loss and discontent. So I might get excited about things, or I might start, you know, friendships or connections, but then I lose interest. I do feel like this person might be avoiding social encounters right now and may even feel a little bit depressed, or like, why should I connect to people when all that ever happens is my being like disappointed? That would take me quite a while, 8-bit. Yeah, I've got a lot of them. I'm gonna have to do a video where I introduce my tarot decks, and I can do a little of that as well. So Nayla, this is somebody who feels like they need to be honest, they need to confess something, or they need to do better in terms of communication, but it's not going as far as like apology. And maybe it needs to be, but they're feeling disconnected or dissatisfied with the other emotional connections in their life. Thank you, Flower. Love and heart chakra. Blockage. And healing process. Clothes of healing needed. Is there anything I haven't seen? Or need to hear? Or do to keep letting go? Thank you, Flower. Let's see what we've got for Hannah. This is the Beginner's Tarot. Third Eye, are you asking how do I remember which like stone goes with which tarot deck? Honestly, This is a good example. I like it when they match. See how pretty this is with the color of the cards? And sometimes it's just a matter of liking how they feel. I love this one. I believe this is Serpentine because it has this little like dip, like kind of perfect for the finger. It sounds weird, but I don't know, guys. Ah, scheisse. Oops, I hope I don't get in trouble for that. That's in a different language. I don't think they'll get mad at me. Hello, Chris. Hold, please. Oh, I cannot get to that right now. I'm gonna have to pick that up later. Okay, we're focusing. No, I find some and I buy some. So, for example, this one I collected from my favorite lake in Tennessee. All right, so for Hannah, how long will Hannah wait before this second child? You're good, 8-Bit. Hello, Jamaica. How are you doing? This is saying between 3 and 5 years. It depends on how things progress for you in your healing as to when you draw in this new relationship. Once you recreate balance in your life, you meet someone new. If I recall, I had said when you move, it changes your energy. It draws in a person that wants to do right by you. But right now, there's a block. There's obstacles with that 4 of Pentacles in the reverse. So prioritizing the move draws that date closer to you. Prioritize your healing as much as you can to get it closer to 3 years. The number 7 is important. Is this tied to where she moves? No, this is saying you are a little bit less confident than you could be because you are overly critical of yourself, and that is one of the major obstacles to this chapter starting. Hey, Chris, you want to be respectful or show yourself out? If you need help, I can show you the door. I'm just saying. We don't need that kind of energy in here. We good. All right. Let's see what we've got for Flower. Hello, Juice. How you doing today? Flower, this is the Witch's Tarot. What is the current love or heart chakra blockage for Flower's healing process, please? Two of Swords, Knight of Cups in the reverse, 8 of Pentacles in the reverse. I'm just going to go ahead and say G. Looking backwards. Pulling on someone's energy who is not doing the work or who is like procrastinating. Someone who still has healing work to do. This is another person who's causing the blockage, and it's because you're thinking about this person or fixating on this person. This is someone who recalls happy times with you, but with the 4 of Cups, leaves you in a sense of confusion or rejection. 7 of Pentacles in the reverse. Stop giving your energy to this connection. What else? 5 of Cups. Princess or Page of Wands. regret or frustration over things that you cannot control with regards to your sun. You can control the controllables, but the things that are out of your grasp or things that you do not have decision-making control over, you have to make peace with that. You are going to be an incredible influence and support for your sun, regardless of the other energy, right? Those are the main blocks here. Anything that flower has not seen. 8 of Wands. There's also a sense of moving too quickly. Take a moment, slow down, smell the roses, do some reading. I feel like you're getting better at this already. But this is like more. Do more of that. Yes, living in the moment. Anything that flower needs to hear. The universe or the world in the reverse, the 7 of Wands, and the Fool in the reverse. Someone who has been making mistakes is not done making mistakes. You can do whatever is within your power, but mistakes or setbacks, they're going to happen. But this is how people learn. So the example I'm getting in my mind is if you protect someone, such as a child, from ever being exposed to germs, they don't build immunity. They need to be exposed to things and they need to get sick. They need to deal with those issues of socializing with others in order to build up that immunity. So whether this is literally just about your child or about you, embrace the wisdom and the ability to be kind of hardy because of the difficult things that happen. It's helping to build who you are or who your sun is meant to be, dealing with the difficulties. Heartbreak is a part of it. Embrace it. Hey, thank you for breaking my heart. You taught me another lesson. Now I know not to do that. Now I know not to date somebody like that. Now I know not to say that, right? Oh, hey, thank you for serving me my least favorite cookie and pretending that it was my favorite. Now I know not to trust people. I'm gonna bake my own cookies. Embrace the negative as a teacher. And what does flower need to do in order to keep letting go? King of Cups and the 2 of Cups in the reverse. Remember that love from another person or romantic love is great. It's enjoyable. Even sometimes when it causes heartbreak, you still get good memories, right? Usually. But the love that you give yourself, the love and respect that you have for yourself is paramount, in part because you can rely on yourself, but also because you are setting an example for your son. So the most important thing to do is to remember that when people are pursuing you romantically, it's not that they're competing with other people for your love, even though that might be the case as well. It's that they have to be able to love you in a better way than you can just take care of yourself, right? Otherwise, you're kind of wasting my time. I could take care of myself better. So 6 of Wands in the reverse, 5 of Wands. Do not feel guilty for having standards and remain selective. People don't get flower on clearance. Yes, there you go. I love it. All right, I'm hungry. I'm gonna leave it there. I love you all. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. Thank you for hyping if you're able to. And I will see you